When he's done, we're going to get him on the show again.
Yeah, we are. Definitely, because I want to hear more. I even offered. I was like, I will drive you down there, just if I can like get on the set. I don't even like. I would love to be in it. Like, I know they need like a redheaded zombie at some point, but I just want to get in there. I would love to just be on the set and see how everything is filmed, and it's. Anytime I've been on a movie set, it's an awesome experience, and I can only imagine how badass a Walking Dead set would be.
It's going to be great.
Dude, just to see those actors do their thing would be awesome. But anyway, let's just talk about it, man. Last night, you and I had access to an advanced screening of Deadpool.
Yeah.
And it was fucking perfect, dude. Deadpool was awesome. And let's just, before we get into the actual movie, I just want to say that you and I have kind of agreed that we want people to enjoy this movie as much as we did, so we are not going to spoil anything for you guys. We're going to talk about probably how much we liked it. There really wasn't much that I could say I personally didn't like. But we're not going to ruin anything for you guys. So, please don't feel like you have to turn off the show right now, because we're not going to do that.
Yeah, there's one thing that I am going to talk about, and I'll probably just get out of the way right now because everything that we're going to say about this movie is going to be positive, right?
Yeah.
Except this one thing that I'm going to mention right now.
I think I know what it is.
And it's just, for me, Colossus, we all know Colossus is in the movie. And I'm not spoiling anything by saying that. And you've all seen the trailer and what he looks like in the trailer. And in the movie, like, there are just scenes where, and I gotta say, this could be a positive, but right now it's a negative. But until I sort it out in my head and figure out where this is all going, his suit, like, that makes him, like, the suit that they have him in as an actor to make him Colossus, is like totally rubber. Did you notice that? Did it stand out to you?
No, it didn't, because I was actually kind of focusing on that. Like, I didn't really see any kind of like folds in it where it looked like it was rubber. You know what I mean?
It was most noticeable when, and I'm not gonna. How do I not spoil it? When there's a scene where he is seated in a vehicle.
Okay.
Okay, in the back seat of a vehicle, and he's kind of hunched over and like kind of wrapping his arms up and whatnot. But I mean, like, when he's sitting in the back of that vehicle, I'm looking at him and I'm like, okay, so like I see all the folds, every single fold that you could possibly see in a rubber suit, you can see it. Now, there's two things that I think they could be doing in that instance. And being a Fox production, they did Rise of the Silver Surfer.
Yeah.
And in Rise of the Silver Surfer had that rubbery look to his suit. And it being a Deadpool movie, and Deadpool always breaking the fourth wall, like, I'm thinking maybe we're seeing Colossus's appearance through the lens of Deadpool, where he has that kind of almost fake look to him. And if that's the case, then I totally forgive it, because that's totally in the realm of what you would do in a Deadpool movie. But I don't know, and this says a lot about the movie, because I don't know if they were being that smart about it and being that meta. And if they were, then bravo, because they were throughout the rest of the movie. The rest of the movie was entirely that. You know what I mean?
They were literally shitting on everything, but it was working. So that could be just a joke in itself, that they didn't go out and articulate that, but it was just there for you to figure out.
Right.
I mean, aside from that, man, which I didn't really notice. I mean, I think
that wasn't a big deal for me. It was just a small negative thing that stood out to me. And I know some people are probably going to shit on it, but I'll be honest with that particular thing, not the movie, because nobody's going to shit on this movie. This movie does not deserve to be shit on at all.
No, it was awesome. So I just want to say the entire experience last night was great, because we walk in, we get our passes, where I had the passes, I got the tickets, we walk in, and then, speaking that it's the screening, they always have like some guy that comes out and just kind of like, I know where you're going with this. You know where I'm going already.
Yeah.
They always have some guy that comes out and has to like tell everybody to not turn on their phones and shit. But the guy came out and like he did his little speech, and he's like, I'm from a piracy company, and make sure you guys put your phones away. don't take your Fitbits, don't shake your iWatches, don't shake your whatever. He's like, because we will kick you out of the theater. And like after he walked away, I looked at Cooley and I was like, because I was laughing and you were like, what are you laughing at? I was like, dude, is it me or does he just sound like fucking Matt Foley, the original, like a motivational speaker? You know, like, you guys are here for a screening. Don't check your Fitbits, your watches. We're going to take you, push you out of the theater. Like, and he looked exactly, not exactly like, dude, he was missing the glasses and the slick back hair and the really bad plaid jacket. But, dude, like body type, exactly the same.
Yeah.
Like, exactly the same.
He was Chris Farley.
Yeah. And then I like how he came out and had to do it like a second time because like 4 other people walked in. He's like, just so you know, guys, don't take your phones out. They kick you out of the theater. So,
and he like points to the door.
Yeah. Like we didn't know where we came in from. The other thing too is I have an Apple Watch. I love it. Right. And so I thought it was funny that he called it an iWatch, but he's like, you know, don't check your iWatch or your Fitbit. Like, dude, fuck you, man. It's a watch. And he was like, do you think that my Apple Watch can record the screen? Like, you know, so like there were times in the theater where I legit checked like notifications and like checked the time and I was waiting for him to come over because I was going to be like, really? But he didn't because it's no point. But aside from that, I mean, they...
what am I bootlegging with a fucking Fitbit, man? Like, seriously?
Yeah, I know, right? I got some audio.
Not even. You can't.
No, exactly. You can't even get audio.
All a Fitbit does is like record like your steps and shit.
Yeah.
Like,
it's,
how many steps did Deadpool take?
I was this many steps away from the screen. But I will say that the movie definitely delivers on every aspect as far as comedy, as far as action, as far as Ryan Reynolds engrossing the character. You know what I mean? Like he really dives into this character, and there were definitely some moments in the film, without giving anything away specifically, but there were moments in the film where they took the time to make fun of the fact that he already played a version of Deadpool in Wolverine Origins that was just a piece of shit. So, and they cracked on that, and I really like that because Ryan Reynolds has come out and said that he apologizes for, really kind of, portraying that version of Deadpool to fans that really know the character well, because that wasn't Deadpool at all.
Right.
And he really, I think, took this character seriously because he wanted to please the fans and kind of, not everybody gets a second chance to play a character, like that, or a new version of a character. Wolverine's, granted, Wolverine has been played by Hugh Jackman multiple times because he's fucking awesome at it. But, if Wolverine sucked, they might not have given him a second chance to do it again. He's gotten a chance to actually do Deadpool the right way. And, dude, I think you and I completely agreed that they did this the right fucking way.
Yeah, dude, it's not very often that you get a sample of something and that sample is indicative of what you're going to get throughout the entire experience. So, example, you hear the first single off an album, right? And you love it. And then you buy the album, like 90% of the album is shit. There's 2 good songs, right? You go to Sam's Club and they give you a taste of a fucking meal, and then you buy the whole meal, and like the only thing that tastes good is the shit they gave you a sample of, right?
Right.
This movie, like, they show you a trailer, multiple trailers, multiple TV spots, multiple little clips, and promotional ads and little posters and things on Twitter. They show you all this stuff, and you're looking at it, and it's like, this is all very funny. This is all great. This is all awesome. Is the movie really going to be like that? It's safe to say, right, that this movie is just that stuff over and over and over and over again until you are just like sitting there with your fucking jaw dropped, just
it was great,
in awe and loving every minute of it.
I loved how I like the comedy of it though too, because it's like, you go to a Deadpool movie and you're looking for comedy because of the personality of the character, but I mean Ryan Reynolds just like killed it with the sarcasm, and like even in the opening credits, I mean, they're cracking on like who directed it, who produced it, like calling people names and shit, like oh, directed by this douchebag, or directed by a douchebag, it's like it's just funny, you're laughing the entire time, and even in the credits, they had some really funny like animations. So,
right.
And by the way, as there is in every Marvel movie, there is a scene that I recommend all of you stick around until the end. I can't tell you what they're referencing because if I do, it's going to ruin it. But if you are a fan of God, I don't even want to say it, man.
No, if you're a fan of Deadpool, it's perfect.
Yeah. If you're a fan of Deadpool, I mean, it was right away. I knew exactly what movie it was from. Like right away. I just started laughing. He didn't even have to say anything because I knew what he was going to say. And it was great. It was great, and I love how people were kind of like, is that really it? And it was kind of like, no, fuck you, that's it. And it was great. And I loved that they ended it like that. So
yeah, and it's for Christ's sake, stay away from the internet. Don't let anybody spoil the ending for you because the after credit scene is really the icing on the cake for this movie and really tied everything together. There are cameos from other characters that most audience members are not going to know who they are unless you're a true Deadpool fan and have read the comic and have been a faithful follower. There are certain characters that you're not going to know, but if you know them, then it enhances the experience by like 100 times because like, and even if you don't know them, like Tony, I noticed Tony like, laughing his ass off at a couple of scenes, and I'm sitting there, I'm internally laughing even harder because I know where the shit came from and I know what it was about. So it's just great that they did it in a way that they could get everybody involved and keep the whole audience happy and involved and loving it and still give stuff to the fans. There are no Easter eggs. Like they have Easter baskets. Like Easter eggs are hidden. They just put the fucking surprises right in your face. Right? So everything is an Easter basket. You're getting all the candies right up front.
And I will say, I mean, so the movie for me, and I don't know if you noticed this, and I didn't really articulate this or verbalize this yesterday, but I enjoyed the entire movie, everything. The only part of this experience that I didn't enjoy was the woman that was in the same row as us that was like 3 seats down to my left. Like, something would pop up that was funny that, like, I'd probably be like, and she was like, ha! Like, and I'm just like, obviously, like, if it's that funny, like, you know what I'm saying? It was just like, she was like, ha, 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 ha! Like, just like, no one fucking laughs like that. Like, chill the fuck out. Like, it's not that funny. This is the opening credits. Like,
yeah, no, I thought, I had the feeling that she was a hype man. planted by 20th Century Fox. It's like, all right, when something funny happens, you need to, like, get the crowd going. Just laugh as hard as you can.
Oh my God. Like, that was the only thing that annoyed me. Like, there were certain things that I found funny, and I was like, ha ha, and she was like, bah! Like, Jesus Christ, lady. Eat some popcorn. And she clearly was. So, but,
have a Snicker.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Funny. Not going to be funny, but I have to mention it because I said I would. Before the movie starts yesterday, I'm whatever. I had like something to drink, whatever, like a Red Bull, and I'm just like, I'm ready to go. I'm like, let's do this. And Cooley, like, smuggled in some snacks, and like, I completely like forgot he was eating like something, and all of a sudden, like, he just, without even saying anything, he just puts this bag in front of me, and he goes, "You want a Snicker?" I don't know why it was just so funny to me, and I was like, "Yeah," and you were like, "Well." They're like, no, you can have one. It's a Snicker. It's not. You can't have multiple Snickers. I was just like, even though it says Snickers on the bag, I was like, all right. So whatever. It's not gonna be funny to you guys, but it was funny to me. Yo, you want a Snicker? But anyway, no. Awesome time, guys. Go check out Deadpool, as I'm sure all of you are going to. It is definitely going to be the movie of I think the next couple months. Actually, it's probably going to be in theaters for a while.
Yeah.
And we did not really get to take advantage of the Ask Ryan, barrage of questions that he got on Twitter this afternoon because we found out a little bit late. But there is a video up there about which I'm dying to watch, where it actually he talks about limits that Deadpool has, like what he as an actor will do and will not do. So I don't know. I'm interested to see, what he considers crossing the line, because they crossed the line multiple times last night. But anyway, that's all we got this week. We're going to finish it up with one more thing.